Go.
All right, so this is the recommended muscle activation to do before your gym prone paddleboard simulated banded pull workout. What you'll need is 2 light to moderate resistance bands, a bar that you can hang on, a moderate to heavy kettlebell, and a Swiss ball. We'll start with butterflies on the Swiss balls just to open up the upper arms, laying down and holding up your body in a sturdy position. To make it more challenging, you can go on 1 leg, but at the beginning, you can start with 2. The closer your feet are, the harder it'll be. The wider your feet are, the easier it'll be. Holding a nice sturdy position, hands come out. You're going to butterfly your arms down, and then butterfly your arms up. Nice and controlled and slow, for approximately 10 repetitions, aiming to push your hands up towards the sky the entire duration, and staying active in the upper back, avoiding having your arms nice and low. We want them up as high as we can. In front of your person, your thumb should be up towards the sky, and as they roll through, your fingertips end up thumbs down towards the floor. Roll up, thumbs towards the sky, roll down, thumbs towards the floor. Once you've done approximately 10 of those, you should feel a nice activation in your upper back. We're going to now work on stabilizing the shoulders in an overhead position and in front of the body. Feet on the Swiss ball, hands in front, under your shoulder in a plank position. From here, you're going to roll the ball in and send your hips towards the sky until your head is as close in between your shoulders as you can get them. This may be limited by your mobility. As you can see with me, I can't really get my head through. That's okay, as far as you can go. Back down to a plank, and then up. Back down to a plank, and then up. If this is too challenging for you, you can start on the floor, using sliders on the floor, or doing it in your socks on a slippery surface. Next up, we're going to come up onto the bar, and we're gonna stabilize up and down with the shoulders. Holding on to the bar, we're gonna do a passive hold into an active hold. So this is a passive position where my shoulders are as high up as they can be towards my ears. And then active position, I separate my shoulder away from my ears without moving my elbows. Back down to a passive position, controlled. Back up to an active position, controlled. Control down, control up. Once you've done approximately 10 of those, you can move on to the next sequence, which we'll be using the bands. We're going to do internal rotation, external rotation, upwards fly, back flies, and chest flies as well. Starting off in whatever order you want, this is going to be the external rotation. Pull the elbows back at shoulder height. Elbows do not move from shoulder height. Your wrists will go up towards the sky, back down to 90 degrees. Up towards the sky, back down to 90 degrees, approximately 10 of those. You can then switch positions to face away, starting elbows at shoulder height, hands stacked above your elbows, moving slightly forward so that there's a little bit of resistance. You may feel more comfortable in the staggered stance here. That is okay, whatever you prefer. Your hands are going to come down till they're the height of your elbows, and then back up until they're facing the sky. Elbows do not move. They stay at the height of your shoulders. You can step further forward to increase the resistance. The next 2 movements, we're going to be facing the band again. Going up towards the sky first, slight bend in the knees, sturdy, strong position in your feet. Starting up in front, slight bend in the elbows. Hands up towards the sky and back down. Doing approximately 10 of these. Staying strong in the shoulders, and trying to avoid shrugging the shoulders up towards the ear. Shoulders back and depressed. Then, instead of having our palms facing down towards the floor, we're going to rotate our palms in a neutral position so they're facing each other, pulling out and then back in, out and then back in, back flies, and finishing it off with chest flies, facing away from the bands, hands out. Instead of up here, we're now going out. Slight step forward, staggered stance, or neutral stance position, your choice. Nice and sturdy, pushing in, and then back out, pushing in, and then back out. We have 2 more movements. Remember, the goal of all of this is to activate all the muscles of our upper body before we get started. So the final 2 movements. We still need the Swiss band for this second last one. Holding on to 2 of your bands. Swiss ball, same position as before, going back as far as you feel comfortable. Wide stance to be sturdy, narrow stance to make it a little bit more challenging, or just on one foot, your choice. Holding onto the bands, we're going to skull for 30 seconds. And you can alternate the movement or the position of your hands. So you can start in this forward position, making sure that you're not too far back. Good. Here, high elbows, shoulders nice and sturdy, going out, in, out, in, out, in, sculling. You can skull a little bit closer underneath your shoulders, and you can also skull a little bit further by your side body or your chest. Making sure that your elbows are staying stacked above your arms in whatever position you may be. You can do 30 seconds in one position, 10, 10, and 10, your choice, alternating as you see fit. Finally, we're gonna do a final stabilization of the shoulder in a variety of different positions. With a nice sturdy kettlebell, level 1 is holding the kettlebell like this. If you want to go a little bit more challenging, the bottom of the kettlebell facing towards the sky. We're going to do a Turkish get-up. If you struggle with this movement, you can practice it first without weight, and then slowly increasing it with weight. On your back, you're going to press the kettlebell towards the sky, and if you don't have a kettlebell, any weight will do, dumbbells, barbells, what have you. The weight should always be facing the sky. Your opposite arm is going to be 45 degrees to your person. The same leg as the kettlebell is going to be straight, the other knee is going to be bent. You're going to first shimmy your chest up towards the sky. Then you're going to roll onto your elbow. From your elbow, you're going to roll up onto your hand. Kettlebell always up towards the sky. From this position, you're going to send your hip up. You're going to roll your straight leg back. You're going to lean towards the side. And then you're going to stand up tall. Then repeat on the other side. Back into a lunge, down, hinge over to the side till your hand is on the ground. Kettlebell always facing the sky. Leg back in front, hip to the ground, elbow to the ground, shoulder to the ground, both shoulders to the ground, and you can place the kettlebell back down. At the beginning, I recommend just doing one on both sides, just to stabilize both shoulders, and working up to doing 2 or 3. This shouldn't take much more than 10 minutes, and once you're done that, you should be nice and warmed up in your upper body to get started.